Hey, what's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? This is Spiritual Bodybuilder. I am going live on Instagram too. What's up, guys? How's my beautiful people doing? Welcome. This is your full moon in Taurus / weekly energy report. So I am going to be doing a lot more work here on Instagram because that seems to be where, all the growth is happening. But what's up, Kaylee? How you doing? But so if you're on my YouTube, I appreciate you checking it out. But please go ahead and check out my Instagram. It's at spiritual_bodybuilder. I'm still putting out a lot of content on there every day. The YouTube thing with my busy schedule, I just haven't really been able to get there as much as I want to. But I appreciate your guys' support nonetheless. So what do we have going on? A lot of really powerful energy happening. We're in Mercury Retrograde, right? So that kind of speaks for itself. And we're going to be looking at a lot of really transformational energies here. With that, hold on one second. Gotta go ahead and download my astrology chart. So with these energies, man, they are incredibly transformational right now. Now, of course, that's been going on all year. It's been super deep, super hardcore. With us being in Scorpio season, Scorpio season is actually one of my favorite times. It used to really suck until I actually worked through a lot of my subconscious stuff because, Scorpio brings up all this deep subconscious energy. And when you have a lot of shadow work to still do, it can be tough. All right. But, I want to encourage you, stay the course, do everything you can to come into yourself and listen to yourself with everything that's going on, because, really, at the end of the day, you're going to have to do the work anyways. The universe is going to pull you, dragging you, or you're going to go willingly. Right. And if you are not going willingly, then it's going to suck. That's just the bottom line. So right now, of course, with Mercury retrograde, it could be bringing things, from the past, like exes and all that stuff, but that's going to happen if you haven't been dealing with the stuff that you really need to deal with. Okay. So, or if you haven't fully integrated or learned the lesson, right now we are in a season of finishing up and processing the lessons that we've needed to learn. Okay. So with these lessons that are coming up, listen to your heart. Right now, especially with Mercury, right when Mercury went retrograde, it went retrograde conjunct to Venus. So all this stuff about love and our relationship to money, all right? All these habits and behavior patterns that we have going on that we need to look at and address and sort of fix, because Scorpio also represents other people's money in the zodiac, right? So all this stuff about money, new careers, people are, relationships are just dropping off like that on the drop of a dime, coming in out of nowhere. Like, wow, like our soul family is starting to really become connected. And, a lot of surprising things are happening. So we are healing the subconscious aspects of ourselves. What I love about this is that, first we have the massive portal of 11/11, okay, which is coming up here in a few days, which is always a really positive, like deep, authentic, transformational energy. And that happens every year. Okay. This year, though, we have the full moon at 20 degrees, 19 degrees, 51 minutes, rounded up to 20 degrees of Taurus. Now, the moon is exalted in Taurus. So whenever there's a Taurus full moon, it's bringing us back to our deep, authentic nature at the very core, all right, especially with the Mercury retrograde. We have the emotional strength to program it and process it and go through it. And just 2 days prior, the Mercury is Cazimi to the sun, which means that, and this is a very rare thing that occurs. It hasn't happened in a couple hundred years. Mercury is traveling from the Earth, from the Earth's perspective to the planets. Mercury is crossing in front of the sun. So that essentially means that all this stuff that's coming up that we need to look at is being brought up right in front of our face. So the subconscious crap is really, we're getting a chance to really look at it and have a really honest, deep look. And that's a really positive thing because, you know, if we don't see it, we can't change it. And once we see it, we have to take responsibility for it. So, you know, this is having us take a deep, hard look at, hey, where do we really want to go? This is the final period of processing this energy before Jupiter goes into Capricorn, and before all this stuff, you know, really transforms next year. So basically, 2019 has been a year of endings, a year of what I call tower moments, right? All these things have just been falling apart, lessons learned, things have like out of nowhere, things falling apart that might have been going on for years and years and years are just crumbling, but it's necessary. That's that Pluto and Saturn, like digging up the foundation that has been faulty, all right? Or it's been built on a false premise within us. Now that's being dug up, all the crap that was laid underneath, that's been suppressed underneath that foundation is being dug up and being exposed, and we have to look at it. And the universe is forcing us to look at this crap right now. 2020 is the year of new beginning. So, you know, essentially endings and new beginnings sort of happen like in a flowy, you know, not really flowy, but, you know, a little piece ends, a little piece begins, and it's layers and packs, puzzle pieces like that are coming around and being distributed in a whole new way that we may not understand fully right now. But the key is with that is that we're not meant to understand it, because the universe, of course, knows us better than we know ourselves, right? So that requires us to have faith. You know, the universe is God. The planetary aspects, the planetary energies are archetypes of our own consciousness, which is God, which is source, which is whatever you want to call it. You know, we put a word on it and then we limit the idea of it. So, you know, try to keep your mind open, because everybody has a different way of understanding this and resonate with it, right? So this is taking us back to the core of our soul, to the core of our being, to the core of who we really are, who we were brought into this world before we were conditioned from all this crap from society, from our environment, from all the trauma and, you know, lessons that the people that were in our life when we were children, they didn't know any better. They did the best they could when they were at that level of consciousness. And now we were born at this time for a reason. We are in a very deeply transformational state right now. Everybody is, okay? Whether you know it or not, it can be unconscious or conscious. It's definitely much more efficient if you're conscious about it, because then you can actually make changes consciously. But all this subconscious stuff is being brought up and out, all right? And, you know, next year, I'm calling the year of the light worker, okay? Even if you don't know what a light worker is, you know, if you're watching this, good chance you're probably one of them, because you wouldn't be resonating with this frequency, you know, if you weren't, okay? So there's a lot of healers that are, you know, a lot of starseeds, Pleiadians, Arcturians, all these different, you know, all these different beings, if you will. And all that means is it's a certain vibration within us that makes us want to heal and change the world. We are the healers of the world. We are the ones that are changing the dynamics of our society, right? And you can see in the world right now, shit is falling apart everywhere, but there's a reason for it. We are stepping into Aquarius season. Now, next year, Saturn will be going into Aquarius. Now, you know, the age of Aquarius happens in pieces, just like all this transformation does, right? Because consciousness can't just go from, you know, age of Pisces to age of Aquarius. It's completely different. It's gonna look completely different, like more like what the movies look like now, you know, in about 10, 15, 20 years, because the age of Aquarius is all about humanitarianism, right? It's about, like, it's going to bring it back to the tribal aspect of how we live our lives. It's going to bring it back to, you know, bartering, like a different monetization system. Like the dollar is going away. You see everything digital now, right? Bitcoin and all these different digital currencies, everything is just numbers. Now, I don't think that it's going to stay like that. It's going to continue to transform, but just getting you guys, like, to understand that, you know, there's massive amounts of change, and things are going to look so much different, you know, in years to come. Now, the real deepest part of the age of Aquarius is going to happen when Pluto goes into Aquarius in 2024. Okay, but Saturn is like the fundamental third dimensional structure of our society that is going to begin. This year it's been breaking down. Next year it's going to start to take form. Does that make sense? Okay. So the way we do business, the way we, have relationships, identifying the things we want, and so on and so on, all these things are changing. So why did I go into all that right now? Because these are all energies that are coming into form, coming into shape. It's been an amoeba of this energy, and nobody knows what it looks like or what it's going to look like. All this unexpected stuff is happening. This unexpected stuff is the unconscious aspect of ourselves that are no longer serving us. Everything in our lives that is no longer serving us is being thrown out. It's being dissolved. It's being changed. Whether we like it or not, chances are you're probably not liking it too much right now. Mercury Retrograde is a time when, I know for me, I've been exhausted. My sleep patterns have been off. I still feel good. But I know a lot of people, a lot of things are changing and they don't want them to change, and things are, all this truth is coming up, and the truth hurts sometimes. The truth sucks, but it'll set you free. And eventually you're going to look back at it and be like, okay, I'm grateful that happened, because it needed to happen to get me where I am now. You may not be there right now, but it's coming. I promise you. So with the moon being in Taurus, that's great for everybody because it's strong, it's potent. You can look at your birth chart and see where this is really going to affect you. For me, this is in my second house. So this is all about my self-confidence, my self-worth. I'm stepping more into like public speaking and, inspiring and talking to people. And, you really have to be centered in yourself to be able to take a message that you're passionate about and speak it to other people and have them feel that confidence. Because if you get up there, you're not confident, people are gonna be like, all right, next. It's the energy that people feel. And we want to get solid in that energy and move forward and be able to project that authentic truth, because people follow authentic truth. People appreciate humility and humbleness and honesty. And that is the age of Aquarius. People are starting to wake up to that, to appreciating that of the people getting out there. Whereas before, people, just respected, like, for example, in the medical field, people respected doctors because the term doctor was, okay, you went to school for 17 years and you know what you're talking about. You know what you're doing. Now, people are realizing, wow, there's all kinds of big pharma and payoffs. It's all about money and greed and insurance, and doctors are afraid of lawsuits and of liability. So, and doctors are overwhelmed by both sides. So, the treatment, the care is becoming worse and worse, honestly, right? There's less and less payoff. So now all this alternative stuff is becoming more and more popular because that's what's working for more people. Okay. And as the stuff works for more people, people start to question more and more. Well, is this structure really working? Well, does this doctor really know what he's talking about? Well, because the way that they learn things in school is compartmentalized. The way that alternative healing and, healers and such, approach change and transformation or healing itself is integrative. Everything is integrated. Everything is connected together, right? So people are starting to learn and understand this through their own experiences, because so many people are having bad experiences with that. Bad experiences with like politics, bad experiences with economic issues, And with all these bad experiences, life teaches us the most fundamental lessons, right? And this is all happening for a reason, okay? Really, really important to step into your authenticity here and to really take what's ever coming up and just be honest with yourself and stop analyzing. Like, analysis paralysis is really, really bad right now. But what's interesting here is that on the 12th, so we have the 1111 gateway, which is going to be powerful. It's going to bring all this powerful energy of truth and authenticity and, growth potentiating in the right direction. Now, that may look like you losing your job. That may look like you getting out of a relationship that you thought you were going to be in forever. That requires acceptance. Everything that's going on right now requires a very immense amount of acceptance. So if you're able to step into that acceptance and surrender place, then you're going to be going through this pretty smoothly. If you're fighting it and if you're trying to control it, you're going to have a rough day, baby. So, and this is requiring pretty much all of our energy, Okay, so step into this energy and be and when you become truly brutally honest with yourself about the energy. Hey, what is happening right now? Why the hell do I feel like this? Okay, this is what I feel. Fuck it. Chuck the rest in the fuck it bucket and leave it alone. Don't take it with you, because you know what? I'll tell you what, when these new beginnings start, that shit is going to weigh you down and not allow you to live your full and best life. So we have a yod on the 12th, on the same day as this full moon. And this yod, the point of the yod is at the moon, which is incredibly powerful. And it's quincunx over to Mars, which is at 25 degrees of Libra. And then it sextiles over to Jupiter, which is at 25 degrees of Sagittarius. And I mean, yes, and Jupiter is quincunx back over to the moon. Now, Jupiter at 25 degrees of Sagittarius, it just came out of its shadow. Okay, so we have now just stepped into this next level of our journey, because Jupiter expands everything. So it sort of brings us forward into our journey of life, right? It's expanding our experiences of what we're saying and thinking that we want. It's like, okay, it's bringing us to the things that we say that we want. So let's go, right? Now that it's out of its shadow period, we're in this new energy now, okay? And in the Jupiter sense, and it's just 1 degree away from the galactic center. Galactic center is between 26 and 28 degrees of Sagittarius. So that's creeping up, and we have Venus creeping up to Jupiter as well. Now, in about a week and a half, I think on the 19th is when Venus and Jupiter are going to be conjunct at the galactic center, which is massive. That's probably going to be the most benefic or beneficial day of the year. Not quite there yet, but we're getting there. So you feel it coming. You feel that coming on, and I'm telling you what, like, things are going to start to happen in a beautiful way. And it's going to be bigger and better than you can possibly realize, as long as you're surrendering and going with the flow. So what does this yod mean? Well, this is about our belief systems with relationships and our self-confidence. Okay, so this is basically saying, hey, look, you need to step out there and get what you want. The universe is pushing you in this direction to give you everything that you deserve. Are you going to actually step up and take it? Because, stepping into your power requires you to take your power back if you've given your power away to other people. And that requires you looking at your fear. And this fear, it's false evidence appearing real, right? So it's shit that we've created from our lifetime of conditioning that is being exposed and letting go. So face it, surrender to it, let it come up, let it go. And this is a finger of God, and the moon is our emotions. Okay, so we need to step into our power that is going to bring us a whole new authentic level of self-confidence, of self-worth, because that energy is required to live our dream. If you have a dream and you want to live it, you have to be 100% confident in yourself and 100% centered, so that you're not being dragged or pulled away by these other people's opinions, by these other things that are going on with these other energies that are not in alignment with yours. But you may look up to them, you may admire them, or they could be drama or trouble. All these things, good and bad. We can't get too high when the highs come, and we can't get too low when the lows come. We have to learn how to be centered in it, because either way it can pull us away from our center. So when we stay centered and we allow ourselves to be honest and truthful in our heart, and other people could have good intentions, things could be good and it could make logical sense, but if you don't feel it 100% in your heart, it's not meant for you, don't do it, don't go for it. And this is like, pow, look at this shit, stop selling yourself short. Okay. And the moon did just earlier in the day, conjunct Uranus. So this is still going to have some of that Uranian effect to it. All right. And, Uranus is trine over here to the south node as well. Now, the south and north node also is now at 9 degrees of Cancer, which means it's in the last decan. It's in its mastery of this particular energy. and it's now more than 5 degrees away from Saturn. So now, as it moves away from Saturn, having to, deal with life lessons and, moving shit out, where you're now fully in go mode into the future. So, this is saying, look, we need to unhitch our energy from the past. Everything that happened in the past, it's done. It's over with. In order to be able to bring everything around to a point that we really will be living a life that we're happy with, we have to let go of that. Now, it doesn't mean like, it's sort of like if you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you, it's yours, But, maybe something else is going to come in that's even better. You don't know. And this is that sense of control that we always like to have that can sort of like, throw us off track and really just message with us, right? So thank you guys on Still Twin Earth Signs. Hell yeah. What's up, J-Lo? What's up, Valugian? Yeah, so this energy is very potent, and let's just surrender and go into it, and just be okay with not being okay right now. If you're not okay, if you are okay, cool. I've been doing this work for a long time, and a lot of people right now are going through their dark night of the soul, because this is very dark night of the soul energy. But you're going to come out of it eventually. I just recently came out of mine, maybe a few months ago, but it sort of comes in waves, right? You never really know how it's going to hit you. And then all of a sudden you get to this point where it still hits you, but it doesn't affect you the same. It's like, all right, I get it. Let's just keep pushing forward and going one day at a time, one step at a time, one breath at a time, right? And then you're able, when you get that centered and you stop losing your energy, like you're not siphoning off your energy to other people, other things, then that allows us to stay more centered, more focused on ourselves, and grow and stay strong. Now, this moon is also semi-sextile to the North Node. So, semi-sextile is like, it's sort of this frustrating, but like revving up, like, I got to do this. I got to move forward. I got to make shit happen. I have to go forward. Like this frustrating, passionate, like kind of like just want to crawl out of your skin. Move it or lose it, sister. Right? So, yeah, disconnected mental voids. That's common right now. All right. I've been talking to a lot of people, like exes coming back, or, business dealings, going in a different direction they thought they would, things not coming through that they thought they would, communication coming off all kinds of weird. It happens. Okay. But it's okay that happens. The Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is very powerful, but you have to remember that this is all good things. It's all productive things. So take care of yourself, right? Get to the gym, stretch, do yoga, eat healthy. Don't eat junk food. Don't let yourself binge watch Netflix all day and order a pizza and just feel sorry for yourself. This is calling out the victim mentality in us all. Okay. We're no longer able to be a victim of our circumstances with what's going on. Everybody has shit going on, right? Everybody has a problem. Everybody has some kind of shit that is not okay in their life. Deal with it. And I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I'm saying that in a very compassionate way, because I feel you. I'm dealing with it too. Okay. But we have to deal with it in a mature, like, all right, I need to take responsibility for this because only I can change my future. So how do I change my future? I change it by changing my mindset, by changing my life, by establishing healthy habits. It's those little things that you do daily that are going to really propel you into the future. And Saturn and Pluto supports that kind of energy. It supports hard work. It supports structure. It supports taking care of yourself. You start eating healthy, you're going to have more energy. You have more energy, you're going to be more creative. You're more creative, you're going to go want to do things, be around people, talk to them, have new experiences, yada, yada. And then it's a positive feedback loop and everything good happens. Okay. Put some big undies on and deal with it. Okay. Big undies, I'm not really a fan of. I do the boxer brief thing, or just go commando. I think it's easier, but I get you. I understand. Okay. It makes sense. So yeah, so we have Mercury conjunct the sun. It's 3 degrees away, but the Mercury is moving so fast that, it's the energies are still touching each other. So, we're getting really, really intense communication right now from our soul, from the depths of our subconscious mind. Now that may be coming out in our dreams. It may be coming out in our body. We may feel physical pain. We may feel, what's up, Jessica? We may feel it coming through, other people are in our environment throwing us for a loop. We don't know, but it's okay to not know. It's okay to just flow and just go into it. But let go of expectations. Okay. If we have expectations right now, they're going to lead us astray. They're going to piss us off. They're going to get us upset. People blow you off, let them blow you off. People, come to you, let them come to you. People, situations, things, everything is going to be all over the place right now, because right now everybody is all over the place. All right. Let that be compassionate towards it. All right. I got you. You have that going on. All right. What can I do with myself right now while I'm in this space? Right. And then, and then with that, go forward with it. Okay. It's all good. So here, I'm going to go into the numerology of 20 degrees of Taurus to see what the real core fundamental message here is here. So we have a fork in the road with a blank signpost. Getting inside of things, discovering what they are like when you have no idea any longer what you want out of things or where anything really is going. All the riches of subtle texture can only begin to arise now and to touch your soul. This journey has gone on forever, but now the deep earth calls you once again, and you cannot refuse. All roads lead to the same place where it all flips over and you're tumbling to the inside where you meet yourself for the first time. This was not who you expected to see. This other self has lost everything, but has found its way to be here at last on the inside of the world, ready for anything. No preferences, nothing to accomplish, nowhere really to go, just here in the fiber of existence, home free. So this, I say, is our core. We are coming back to who we really are, our higher self. Okay. And as we're coming back to that, it's a scary place because we're in this unknown energy. We're feeling all this weird, deep, complex, we're maybe feeling lost, frustrated, not understanding what the hell is happening. We have to be okay with that. All right. It's very, very important to be able to just be okay with not being okay. And once we allow that vibration in, that's when we transform. The test always comes before the lesson in life. So let the test teach you. Step into the unknown, and then the aha moments and everything will come. And then you'll realize it. And the more you do that, the easier it is to accept. And that's when the growth really, really happens. Okay. So embrace this growth potentiating full moon, and really this growth potentiating time. If things seem stagnant or things seem all over the place right now and not working, that's okay. Let it be okay, because things are going to start turning around once Mercury goes direct. It's going to have to pass over the sun again, over Mars again, over Jupiter again. That's going to go into Capricorn. And we're going to have this real, true new beginning January 12th of 2020. Okay. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. For my YouTube guys, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for all your support. Instagram, thank you guys too so much. YouTube, please check out my Instagram at spiritual_bodybuilder. As you can check out my daily energy reports on there. And, I do Instagram lives and stories a lot more because it just seems to work better for me. If you'd like a reading from me, you can just DM me on Instagram or go to trinityfitnessastrology.com. You can also comment on this video and I'll be happy to get back to you. But, stay the course. Treat yourself well with love and compassion and respect. And, things are going to be coming up and out, and we're coming to this new level, and it's going to be beautiful, guys. This energy that's coming through is really solid, really beautiful. And it's redistributing the foundation into a more solidified place at our core. And our life is going to be forever changed starting really next year. All right. Thank you guys very much. Have a beautiful night. Oh, Jessica, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Hell yeah. I love all you guys. Talk to you later.